Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to another edition of the Voice of Doom from the Diatribes. Now, here is your livid host, the Voice of Doom. Thanks, announcer. I guess you got it wrong. Got a little backwards today, but I don't blame you because all hell's breaking loose and it's easy to get a little bit discombobulated or a little bit flustered because we're on the cusp of basically Armageddon, and everything the Bible talked about in Revelations is coming. So it's a little bit disconcerting. It's a bit uncomfortable. It's hard to really think straight. I went to work today. Got to work on time. And people were running around doing weird things, and the bosses were doing weird things, and they were dealing with COVID tests, packets. I don't know what they were doing, and they just came and said, we're closing the restaurant. And it's like, okay. The owner of the restaurant is absolutely anti everything that the mainstream is saying. So if they're saying close the restaurant, there must be a good reason. So the reason is, well, there's 3 or 4 people in our restaurant that were tested positive for Delta. Okay. They're going to be sick, they're going to have the flu, and then they're going to be better, and then they're going to come back. But no, that's not the way we treat it. That's not the way society treats it. The way it is like we're all going to get tested tomorrow, and we're going to open up the restaurant as soon as we ascertain that we have enough healthy people to work in the restaurant. Now, that's just one part of the total conflagration that is about to beset us. I mean, I can live with that. One day's pay is gone, and I was kind of counting on it because I kind of live from payday to payday, from working on tips, and if I make enough tips today, I can buy a little bit of food and alcohol and things to carry me through the rest of the day. And that's just the way I am. I'm not any better than anybody else. But I look at it, and I'm like, looking at it askance because it seems like we're going to go back to what things were before, and they're talking epsilon and lambda and mu, and I'm thinking this could go on indefinitely because there's many variants, and you can give them as many Greek letters as you want, and epsilon will be worse than mu, and mu will be worse than lambda, and go on. And are we protected? Are you going to need a booster? I'm hearing about boosters, and I'm not going to really talk too much about that because that'll get me banned, just like my one video got banned. And I made a video that will never be seen on this medium because it's incendiary. It's my opinion about what we're doing, and I'm going to be misleading people into doing the wrong thing. So everybody can make their own bet. You can bet on red or black, or you can bet on the pass line, or you can bet on the field. I don't give a crap. I made my bet, and my bet is on my own immune system that's evolved over 1,000,000 years. I'm going to bet on that. It served me well. And I'm sorry. I know Petri Dish was trying to do his best to divert people's attention away from his colossal mishandling, his colossal incompetence, and I won't even call him incompetent. He's not capable of being incompetent. They fill him full of B12 or whatever they give him an injection so that he can make it through a few interviews and a few, so-called addresses to the country, as if he's a statesman, as if he's a leader. And no, he's not going to take any questions, because that would be putting in, chance and putting in things that can't be predicted, unpredictable, things. Somebody may ask a question you don't know the answer to, and then what are you going to do? Have a blank stare like a deer in the headlights? And then just stare and go, he's so thoughtful. Look at how he's thinking so hard about his answer. He doesn't have an answer. God! How angry do I have to get before people finally realize that we don't have a government right now? And I could give a crap about having a government, because everything the government's done has been wrong. They're totally incompetent, corrupt. And our president right now is so corrupt that he thinks it's his God-given privilege to be corrupt, because he's worked for the people for 50 years, and it's my right to be corrupt. It's my right for my kids to be corrupt, and my relatives, because I worked very hard, and a civil servant doesn't get that much money. So if I've made 50 or 60 or 70 million dollars on the side, that's my right, because I've helped the country very well. He served us well. Biden has been one of the most honorable, revered political icons in modern history, because he's been around for a long time, and we've seen how his opinions have been so thoughtful, and his actions and whatever he's backed, and his tenure as vice president and everything has led him up to being the most astute foreign policy president that we've ever had. In fact, he's probably the best president we ever had, because if you listen to some people, you would think, yeah, he's what we need. He's what we need right now, and the proof is in the pudding, and we're seeing the pudding. But he doesn't want to see that, because he doesn't want to look at the children who are going to be bludgeoned. And I'm not going to go into gory detail, because I could let my imagination run wild. India, Pakistan, Gandhi, Nazi Germany, bludgeoning, dashing kids' heads against the wall just to get rid of them quickly. I mean, mass genocide. And we have a president that, I don't want to call him that. We have whatever the hell he is running the country. It's going to run us right into the ground, face first, down on our face, with our nose grinding through the gravel. I'm getting really pissed, and I'm going to get mad, because I'm sick of this, and I don't want to see another killing fields, and that's what we're looking at. Only it's going to be way worse, because they'll have the sanction permission of other outside superpowers, and I'll say the word right now, China's a superpower, okay? So forget that. They're not a third world country that they should be exempt from the Paris Accords or any other bullshit crap. I'm going to get mad. I'm going to get really angry if I have to keep on expounding on this, because I see people that are either my age or a little bit older or younger that don't cut it. They shouldn't be leading. They shouldn't be doing anything but staying in their homes and eating pudding and watching The Price is Right. That's all they should be doing. They shouldn't be qualified to do anything else. I'm getting really mad, and I'm going to get angry, because people are going to die, and Americans are going to die, and they're going to die in Chicago, and they're going to die in LA, and they're going to die in New York, and they're going to die in Miami, and they're going to die in Baton Rouge, and they're going to die in Austin. They're going to die. I can name a million different places because these renegades have been given free rein by sheer incompetence. And these news people and all the others, they got to, toe the line. They can't say the truth because they got their sponsors and they got to keep a tone down. Fox Business and all that. We can't say anything too upsetting because it might upset the markets. And you can't say anything like, the market's going to drop by 50,000 points tomorrow because that'll panic people. So you got to be careful. No, I'm not going to be careful. I got no sponsors. My sponsor is that flower pot. My sponsor is the freaking door to the bathroom. Okay? My sponsor is this freaking screen that I bought from my son for $100. I got nothing to nobody. I'm beholden to no one. And I will say the truth. And the truth is we're fucking up. And if we don't get it together, we're going to blow ourselves to smithereens. And people that don't believe that are delusional. They think America's always... I keep saying it over and over. I don't want to be like Hannity and keep repeating the same thing over and over again. If you don't get it the first time, why do I have to keep saying it? We've always thought we're exempt. Well, we always thought America's special and that we're good. And we are good as a people. I think we are good. But we've been complacent in how we choose our leaders. We've been complacent about thinking that the government system, the so-called Constitution, yeah, the Constitution's great, but maybe it can be adapted to a more modern society because the leaders we're choosing are wrong. And the only good leader we've had in the last 50, 60, 70 years was an outsider who had no business being in politics, but he was a businessman and he knew how to solve problems. And that's the way a government is supposed to function, is solve problems. And he did it. And there's people that have a preternatural hatred for somebody that's going to do something that's too outlandish for their taste. And it's like, I'm not going to put up with this much longer because we don't have much time. We have about 104 or 5 days before the real conflagration hits to where we won't be able to think straight. We'll be running around, buying toilet paper, probably going at each other and lunging at each other because when push comes to shove, the common herd acts like the common herd. They're not sentient human beings. They will tear your throat out for toilet paper because they think that they need to have it more than you do. They're not going to be thinking, let's see if we can maybe solve this before it gets too bad. They're going to just completely lose it. And I really don't want to see that happen because there's a lot of people out there, and I don't want to have to hunker down and worry about every motorcycle that rides by thinking they're going to take my stuff. And I don't have much stuff. But I'm talking about Mad Max, talking about the post-apocalyptic crap that we're going to be facing in about 2 or 3 months. And everybody thinks life's going to go on as usual, like, oh, things will blow over. No, it's not. So don't think it. And I'm getting sick of having to I'm really getting sick of having to get mad at everybody and tell them that they better wake up. It's not going to last much longer. So you better hurry up and, I don't know what, enlighten yourself. Wake up to... First of all, Democrats, the rank and file, how much longer are you going to keep on sticking up for your tribe? I mean, how much longer are you going to keep on doing it? Are you going to keep on going forever and say, well, yeah, Biden is a total incompetent, corrupt creep who should be ousted, but still, he has the right idea, and I think that he was right when he said that ice cream is colder when it's frozen. I mean, come on. If you Democrat rank and file don't start leaving, then you're evil, and you should just stay evil. And I mean, wallow in your own evil and fester in the hell of incessant suffering, which is what you're going to do, because you got to get together, you got to get it together and realize you were backing the wrong horse. And you've always been backing the wrong horse, because the Democrat Party has been a racist, sickening organization since its inception. So if you want to be part of a freaking stupid-ass criminal organization, keep on going on TV and talking about how the Democrats are okay and how everything will be fine. Your karmic retribution will be severe. I don't care if you have glasses on and you're very cute and you're just talking for the other side. No. Get rid of them. They're criminals. Disavow them. Get away from them. If you don't, you're part of it. And that's the way it's going to be soon. I'm serious, because we're going to get down to some serious confrontations. Internecine strife in America is going to happen soon. I'm going to get pissed. I'm sick of this shit. And I'm going to get pissed, so I'm going to end it here. Goodbye. Thanks for a very pleasant evening.